You've got to be the storm. You're the one who's got to create the havoc. You're the one who's got to turn it upside down. You're the one who's got to dictate what's next. You're the one that's got to go out and put out and draw your map and create it. You're the one that's got to start taking those levels and taking those steps and not letting now the outside world dictate what's going on or fighting through it. But sometimes you've got to create the disruption. Sometimes you've got to create the change. You've got to make a difference in this life.
If you can switch in your mind that you want every interaction to be mutually beneficial, you will change the course of your life. If every interaction you have in your mind is set up to be mutually beneficial, meaning you don't go into it unless it will be mutually beneficial, you'll change every single interaction. Because the majority, and when I say the majority, I mean high percentage, all people are doing is going out and looking out for number one. They're only looking out for themselves. What can I take? What can I have? What can I get? It's never, what can I give?
Jay, we know how hard it is to build positive momentum. And the last thing you want to do when you have it is to destroy it. I'm not going to allow myself to only experience blessings and get weak. I'm not going to let myself only experience blessings and get complacent. Like, I'm not going to allow myself to fall off. I'm thinking, AE, some of the battles that you've gone through in life that made you what you are, don't wait for them to reoccur. Go create them so that the thing that you became by the result of them, you can get those same results without having to wait for them. That's what I'm hearing when I hear create the storm.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get muscle from not feeling resistance. Like, it's resistance, muscle. You know, it's resistance, muscle. No resistance, no muscle. Like, it is what it is. We can't look at resistance in a negative way. We have to understand that resistance has its place. A cardio does something for the body. Resistance does something for the body, you know, and so life resistance does something for the body. And I really feel that this sound that comes from my voice, a lot of the passion that you hear and people go online, what up, it's your boy Poindexter. Like, yo, I feel you try to be like me, and I feel like you're getting loud, but it's not the loud that makes me loud. It is the getting through homelessness. It is getting through my academic struggles. It is getting through all my challenges. It is getting through the relationships that I love and the differences, and we're working it out. Like, what you hear is the muscle from the resistance. You don't just hear volume. You hear the muscle that has been developed from the resistance that I've gone through in life. Why are you going into your marriage with I can't take it. If football was a game, you know what I'm saying? And you were able to be mentally strong and tough in a game, but here you are not mentally tough in life. Nothing changed in my life until I took personal responsibility. You know, the day I stopped thinking that, you know, my mom owes me something because she brought me into the world, and maybe she does, up until what? I don't know, 16, 17, 18, like, I don't know. You know, maybe my biological father, you know, should have been in my life, you know, perhaps. But now I'm at an age where it's like, okay, some things didn't happen for you. How long are you going to sit here and cry about it? You know, there are certain things in this country with capitalism that are fair and that's not fair, right? It's like, bruh, 40%, you know, my income, you know what I'm saying, the taxes. It's like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, though. Yeah. It's like you can go, man, taxes and not make money, or you can go taxes and figure out how you can make more, and then how you can use, you know, certain laws, you know, and policies and strategize around those, you know, to put yourself in a better economic situation and put others in it. Like, yo, and so I got out of that victim boy into the victor, you know, victor. And I know my state fans they hate when I say it, but, you know, Michigan's thing is hail to the victor, you know, and again, I had to get to a point where I became a victor and not a victim. Bro, when you're born in America, I like to believe that God has given us like gifts. Like I just came into this world with this voice. I just came into this world with this energy. Like, it's a gift that I have. So all of us were born with the gift. Now, I hate, Jay, when people say, you a unicorn. I was like, bro, don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. I was homeless. I wasn't always using this like this. Like, don't do me like that. I had to foster this. I had to learn to love myself. I had to learn to love my gift. I had to learn to love the uniqueness of how I present and what I do. People didn't always like this. This wasn't always popular, but I realized, you got a gift. This was something that was given to you. Now, unfortunately, every gift isn't unwrapped. Like every gift isn't assembled. Like every gift don't come with batteries. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean that it's not a gift. So in America, you were born, God gave you a gift. Then now you're in a country with opportunity. Absolutely, there are challenges, there are hurdles. But I love my wife and I love my children too much to let those hurdles and challenges stop us from living and experiencing the American dream. So I will climb every mountain. I will jump over every hurdle. I will do whatever it takes to take advantage of the American dream. And yes, I'm one of those individuals that believe in the American dream. Are they passing the American dream out at the local convenience store? No, they're not. But does it exist? Absolutely. And the land of the free and the home of the brave. If you want to be brave, if you want to be brave, if you want to be courageous, man, you can make it happen.
And you got to stay in the moment. When those worst days are there, you have to stay in the moment. You can't keep looking at your big goal, your dream goal. You can't set those goals up there and then go in there and feel defeated. You can't go up there and go, I got to be a $5 million company today, because you're going to be defeated. You got to go, hey, how do I get 1 sale today? And then tomorrow, how do I get 2 sales? And then the next day, how do I get 3 sales? It's AGB, always getting better, 1%. So how do you get to that point? You have to stay in the moment. If we just listen sometimes to that weak voice inside our body that says, oh, you can do it later. Oh, hit the snooze button. Oh, put that off. You can eat that. Dude, that, dude. Smash that voice and take control. Smash that voice and say, that. I am going to do what I need to do to win. I have those really bad days where I just I don't even want to get up today. I'm just exhausted. I don't want to put in the hours. I don't want to take the kids to school. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to do a podcast. I don't want to coach. I don't want to help build this business. I don't want to do that today. You get in these funks. Problem is you let those funks control you, and you have to control the funk. You have to understand that this is just a moment of feelings that will change. Your perspective and attitude will change several times throughout the day. Think about that. Your perspective and attitude will change several times throughout the day. So that moment that you're feeling down and there's going to be later on in the day that you feel good, or that you feel positive, or that you're angry, or that you're pissed. You're going to have all these emotions throughout the day. So don't sit on that one emotion and let that be the whole day. Don't let one moment be the whole day. Don't let one up control your life or your week or your month. Don't let one issue be the entire day. To remind yourself that this is just a bad moment. I'm going to get over this moment. This is just a bad hour. I'm going to get over this hour. This is just a bad day. I'm going to have a better day tomorrow. You have to make that micro. Make your good things macro, make your bad things micro. You have to manifest good things. You have to love yourself. Nobody will love you until you love yourself. And God gave you gifts. You have attributes, damn it. You just need to find out what they are and utilize them. You got to be open to that. You can't be negative or you're going to miss it. The clock is ticking. Your time is running out. Quit making excuses in life. Quit pointing the finger and trying to say, okay, this is just what I am. Quit setting your expectations and boxing out your goals in life and saying, this is all I am. No, you are more than that. You are whatever you want to be. I don't care what color you are, what gender you are, your education or where you come from. You are whatever the you want to be. But you've got to go manifest it, and you've got to put in the work. It's not easy. So as long as you're willing to grind and put in the work, and you stay positive and you manifest stuff, and you don't let those bad moments, those worst days control you, you get to where you want to go. You'll create your own map. 28,000 days is the average life. 28,000 days. What are you doing with each day? And you got to make each day count. And I know that's what cliche, what people say, but you really got to make each day count. I go in there, I struggle. I'm like, I got to do something today. I have to kick myself in the ass sometimes to do anything. Quit making excuses. Your time right now is to go out and live your best life and be the best person that you can possibly be. And sometimes you're going to up. And sometimes you're going to have bad days. And sometimes it's going to seem like the worst days are still to come. And guess what? They are. But you know what else is to come? The best days. The best hasn't even happened yet. That's a fact. Because when you get through these storms, you get through these battles, there's blessings. We let intimidation and bad things dictate, like I said, the hour and the day. Stop. Make all that small. Start focusing on you controlling the day. Don't let one bad thing define the entire day, week, month, any of it. Don't let it be your headline. Your headline needs to be positivity, affirmations. Tell yourself good things. Focus forward. Fail forward. Continue to prevail. Don't take shit. Don't quit. Bust your ass. Don't take no for an answer. And don't cut yourself short by limiting yourself in your beliefs. Believe you can and you will. Bam! And we've all been in there where it's just, it rains, it pours. Well, yeah, that's what when it rains, and sometimes it pours. But you know what happens when it's done raining and pouring? A rainbow comes out and you just got your blessing. You went through your battle and you got your blessing. You stayed the course. If we're friends, my family, my friends, we're all together. My kids are the same way. My wife's the same way. We're in this battleship together. And we either fucking win together or we sink together. There's no way off the fucking battleship. We're in it together. I've got your back. You've got mine. No one will ever tell me that, oh man, my employees don't steal. No, they steal. It's how much, okay? Because people steal. How much do they steal is what you got to try to control. You can't lose your shit if people steal. They're going to steal. How much and how much control you put in place is what's key. So I tell people, like, if you're worried about that and as you're growing, you don't want to be bleeding and not know. You want to have controls in place. I assure you, it's not if they're stealing, it's how much. There's theft. That's the world we live in, unfortunately. People justify it. Well, the company makes this, it's fine. Well, they won't feel this, it's fine. They justify it, but it's theft. It's what I've seen in every business. I haven't seen it not happen. I'm not saying everybody's a thief. I'm saying you got people stealing. You know, when you talk about setting goals, I talk about all the time, you want to establish clear, measurable, achievable goals that align with your long-term vision. And part of that, you know, when you're running a business or you're running a sales empire, or you're in real estate or you're building a company, is we have these big long-term goals. We're like, you know what, we're going to accomplish this. I want to do 10 million this year. I want to do 20 million this year. But you got to focus on this week's goal. You got to focus on this month's goal. You got to focus on next month's goal, the next 90 days. And when I remind myself, and I have to do that all the time, okay, slow down. What's my goal this week? And I think it's important. I don't care how big or small you are in business, whether you're starting, whether you're doing 200,000 a year, whether you're doing 2 million a year, whether you're doing 20 or doing 200, it comes back to realistically setting those goals that are attainable and measurable that you can put in front of yourself and you want to be able to obtain them. If you set goals that you can't get, you're just going to get discouraged. You're not going to be able to get to the next level. You're not going to be able to better yourself and get that momentum and build that confidence. Everything is about confidence. So much changes in 1 year. So much changes in 6 months. And that's when you go back and you look at it. You look at it to see your progress, but you always focus forward. And I want to start owning the hour and conquering the day. And I advise you to do the same. I've got to do a better job of that. Sometimes we get stagnant, we get comfortable, and we don't need to. We need to be hungry. Like, I'm so hungry right now. So I'm like in here, I'm meeting with the CFO. I'm doing all this. I'm talking to the sales manager. I'm talking to the CEO. Like, what can we do? What can we do? What can we do? We got these things lined up. Like, I've got to just keep my brain going. I got to keep rocking. I can't stop. Let's go. I got this major energy. I just want to go. I don't want to let go. I just want to win. I just want to win. I just keep going, right? That's just how my mind works. And I want to talk about why people buy. People don't buy based on price. People don't buy based on all of those things. They buy with emotion and then they justify the logic. So in order to be a great salesperson or a great sales company, you got to have a great product and you got to be able to fix a need or a problem. And you got to be emotionally attached with your product or your brand to be able to get people to buy with that emotion and let them justify the logic. When you're doing that, when you're producing a product or you're getting a call to action, you got to get emotion involved. It's got to be emotionally attached. It doesn't have to be scared attached. It just has to be emotionally attached. It could be exciting, could be fear, could be energetic. Any of these emotions that they can tie themselves to your product is good. Sell the transformation, not the product. Sell the result of the product, right? I got you this product and here's the result. You want to push and talk about the result, not the product itself. The result is what's important. Don't argue your prices. Know what your worth is and stand buy it. I can't stress that enough. Fear is the devil. How many times that your biggest fears come to reality? Why do you think that is? Because you're manifesting the fear to create bad mojo, bad energy, and bad shit to happen. I always say both people are right. I can succeed and I won't succeed. The guy who says either or of those is right. If he says I can succeed, he will. If he says I can't, he won't. It's the same thing with fear. If you believe things to be good and right, in most cases they will be. If you believe in things to be bad and you're scared of them, in most cases they will be. FEAR. Forget everything and run. Or do I face everything and rise? When fear happens, do I face everything and rise? And that's the question. And that's the question you got to ask yourself. What do you do when something comes up? Something tough, something hard, something you're scared of, something that you've never experienced before. That doubt kicks in, that insecurity kicks in. What do you do? Do you face everything and rise? Or do you forget everything and run? This isn't your plan in life. This is God's plan for you. It's your job to execute it and have self-will and make the right decisions as you go along the way. But damn it, it isn't now. It's not God help me now. It's God will help you. That's how this works. You will succeed. It's not succeed now. It's I will succeed. Things sometimes take time. You have to have patience. I am guilty of not having patience. I lose my shit all the time. Like, damn it, why aren't we doing better? Why aren't we doing this? I'm guilty of that. I'm human. Like, I need to practice what I preach.
I tell people this all the time. The number one thing I get from people is how quickly can I become a millionaire? How quickly can I find success? And I always say the number one common denominator to success is time. Yeah. It's time. Because it takes time to build anything worth a shit. It just does.
It does.
And you even have the question like, well, Logan Paul started Prime, right? And it's just killing, right? Do you know how long it took Logan Paul to become Logan Paul?
Forever.
YouTube
all day, every day.
YouTube for years. Yeah. Again, you want to be successful, but you're not willing to take the time that it's going to take to become successful. Nothing that's worth a shit is going to come like that. It just doesn't. I want to have the most impact on the biggest crowd I can possibly touch with this one idea, and that is I genuinely believe in God. I believe that God is our Father and that we are His children. If that's the case, then we have the ability and the potential to do and be anything that we want in this life, 100%. I want to help people understand that principle, comprehend that principle, and then actually begin to believe that principle. If I can do that, if I can leave this earth with millions of people being convinced of their own potential and capabilities, I'm going to the grave as happy as I could possibly be.
That's awesome.
So for me, all of my mistakes led into my inadequacies, which taught me I needed help. Yeah. And then that led me to the greatest piece I think that I learned from growing up until now, and that's I would rather have a small piece of a huge pie than a big piece of a small pie.
Yeah.
And that's when things started to change for me.
That mindset that people have is I think it's ego driven, it's pride driven, and it is greed driven. And they don't realize that it really does take a village when you get to a certain point in a business. You can be a solo entrepreneur and run that shit till you get to X. But if you want to get to Y and you want to get to Z, you can only be great at a few things. When you trust partners, you trust business vendors and relationships in business, you got to remember that a lot of those folks aren't trustworthy. Like they're out for their own business and you got to worry about your business first. When it comes to regret, when it comes to feeling guilty, is that you can only do what you can only do. And if you don't like the results, change what you're doing. But you got to stay focused. You got to stay believing in yourself. You got to stay hungry. You got to make sure that no matter what, you don't get stagnant. No matter what, you stay humble. You have to be able to pay attention to what's in front of you. That's why the windshield's bigger than the rearview mirror. That's why you got to look forward and not backward. It is so important when we go through our days. You're not going to get everything done that you want to get done sometimes. That's going to happen. You're not going to feel like you gave 100%. The fact that you have this guilt, the fact that you have this regret, this feeling of I could have gave more, I could have done more, I could have just one more push-up, one more sit up, one more phone call, one more effort to fix that relationship. You start to do that, that's a good thing. Just don't spend a lot of time doing it, because what are you doing if I'm spending a lot of time doing it? I'm not focusing on today, which is right in front of me. I'm still focusing on the past. The goal is to focus on today and tomorrow, but it's okay. It's healthy to have this guilt and regret of I could have done more yesterday, because what is that going to do? That's going to push you more today. That's going to put you in the moment right now to go out and crush the day, to not wait for the day to come to you, but you're going to go get the day. To not one day I'm going to be successful, but day one I'm going to be successful.